Hello, A Day with Caleb, and we are back. A little bit of a different angle today. I usually have my stand, and we can kind of set up things, but that's alright. Not today, but we won't need it because instead of showing you this way, I'm going to flip the camera, and the bulk primary portion of the video will be just showing off these fantastic uh, play sets, reanimation play sets. Some have the Toys R Us. I think one has a KB Toys sticker, but we'll show all that in detail. First, let's tell the story. As many of you know, the tomb from our Phantasm video a couple years ago. If you haven't seen that, that should be on my conventions playlist. Just scroll down until you see Phantasm. That was in Orlando. Met a few stars, mostly Josh's thing. It was fun to meet Felissa Rose and Linnea Quigley, but I was more so interested in going to Universal, which was walking distance from that hotel. Josh walked one day, maybe the second day or third day, but I was just there the one day. But I saw a booth set up, and this was kind of behind there. I think he was asking 85 or 90, if I'm not mistaken. I said, what's the best possible you could do? Because I had never seen these out in the wild, let alone to purchase. So I didn't know, but he said 70, which for these, if you don't know, these are super rare. They can range anywhere from 80, 85, 90 to, I saw one the other day for 150. I think the altar for just one by itself 150. So I thought, okay, I'll pay the money and then I'll never see the other two. That's sometimes how it works when you have a set of something. You don't know if you can complete it or not, like the Spider-Man autographs, the Mummy figures, carded figures. It was hard to get all those carded, even though the card or bubble is coming away and they're not the mintiest of condition, but we did complete that. My Warriors of Virtue set of, is it 16 figures, I believe? Got that in a lot on Macari for a pretty good deal. So I won't say completist, but setting aside movies, I try to complete sets that I'm into, like the 101 Dalmatians. That's all one set. But we tried for a while to complete it without the box before we knew that. Obviously, movies, I'm not going to go through and complete every franchise unless it's something I like. But so then these two, this guy on Macari, I was searching and searching after I got this months and months. Finally, I saw someone. Usually they're separate, but this guy had the chamber and the altar. I had the tomb. So I'm like, perfect. I messaged the guy. I think initially he was asking 165, 170 for the pair, which, that does sound like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, but pretty fair for the market, especially because you don't see these very often. But I messaged him, I'm like, what's your bottom line? He said, well, probably 150 is my bottom line. And, this was around convention season. We still had our passes at that time, but we did let both of them expire. But just couldn't swing 150 at that point in time. So months and months went by. You know how you have some saved stuff on your Macari listings. It was saved. He dropped it to 150, which he told me was his lowest. And I'm like, 150, that's still, we'll wait and see. Maybe I can find them out in the wild. Then a week or two ago, he dropped it to 90, and that's, with everything, around 98 with tax, probably almost 100. But that was almost what I paid for one. So the whole set together, almost less money than one is going right now listed. So I thought that was pretty good to complete this set. I think the altar is the one with the most wear. It has a little flap box damage. But we're going to show you now in detail. We've showed the tomb off a little bit, but we're going to show in detail all three reanimation playsets. This is the one we had originally from Phantasm. You can see there, collect all the electronic reanimation playsets, which we now have done. And this one still has the contents sealed. You can see there the scene. Then on the back, we have all three playsets completed. I still am shocked that we completed this. And I have the 12-inch figures. I have all 6 figures here from the original line. The only thing left now is the Mummy Returns. I don't think it's 12-inch, I think it's like an 8-inch figure of Imhotep. Then we have Imhotep, the carded figure. And then I showed in my Mummy collection video a screenshot of that toy, Rick and Evie's kid, Alex, and with some Anubis warrior. Not sure if they ever released that, but then we have these two from Macari, the guy from Macari. Box a little bit of wear, but inside they're not sealed. They were open, but still in the packaging, never used. So that is great. You can see there the Toys R Us, originally $14.99. I would lose it. $14.99 is nothing now. Even back then, in the late 90s, early 2000s, that wasn't too big of a investment for a big playset like this. This one has the most damage. I mean, not a lot considering, and this one is the hardest to stay closed. These pieces are not like the other ones. The other ones are kind of flat. This one has a lot of curves and different pieces, so it's hard to get the box to close flush. But anyway, that's my OCD life. It doesn't bother me. I got it it was open the guy couldn't get it closed all the way, but this is great. And this one lights up. I did check to make sure the battery compartment, there wasn't any batteries or anything, but it could light up, which is pretty cool. There's a secret door, hidden compartment. So that is great. And I didn't notice all of them have Rick with different weapons, but there's also a different mummy as well. And let's see, the not quite the same. This guy almost looks like this guy. Not quite the same, but it's surreal to have all of these in the collection now. It's great to get that much closer to. Well, I have all of this now. It's just the Mummy Returns. We'll never get all the Mummy stuff out there, but it is so cool to have a big portion of it, but it's so cool to have these in the collection now. And speaking of all the Mummy collection stuff I have several videos. If you're new to the channel, first off, welcome to this Mummy obsession ride. But like, subscribe, share with the Mummy lover. Thanks for joining us. But I have several videos. I just did a deep dive of all my Mummy collection posters, autographs, press books, video games, Funko Pop. Yeah, I showed the video games. Didn't show the trading cards, maybe a future video. And then I did the toys. Then we laid out all the variations, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, Steelbook, 4K, UMD, PSP, Laserdisc. Did I show the Laserdisc? Ooh, that might be a future video. Comment down below if you have seen that. Did I show the Laserdisc off? That I'm not sure. But all those videos are down below. Well, they'll be on the channel. So subscribe. Future Mummy videos in the works, I'm sure. Either Sav or send me some variation, or I will find it. It's getting harder and harder to find variations out in the wild. There's some really cool, I don't know if it's Chinese or Japanese Mummy releases that this guy has on Macari, but each one is $30. On top of purchase is $30 shipping, and I think I messaged them and asked, could you bundle? But it's a weird company where they get stuff in and then they send it out for the seller. So wasn't exactly sure if we could combine shipping or whatever, and still on the hunt for the Chinese or Japanese. I get the writing, obviously I don't know. I think it's Japanese. Laserdisc. Still on the hunt for that. That's a little cheaper than the USA one. That took forever to track down at a reasonable price. All those movies are on the channel. Go back and watch them for this Mummy goodness. I still can't believe I have all three electronic reanimation playsets. That is great. And, that was right around the time where I was collecting, and we would go into KB Toys all the time, but somehow I never saw these out in the wild. Small soldiers I would see all the time because our dad worked at Target. There was massive toy displays, and we got several of them, which I wish I would have kept them carded because they are insane price wise, carded small soldiers. But at the time, the prices I think were 25, $20, which back then, good chunk of change when you're buying several. So we got a few for Christmas and stuff, but if only we could go back in time. Because some stuff I do have carded that isn't that worth keeping carded. I like keeping them carded. Any new stuff I get carded. But to think how much the small soldiers toys are worth today, to go back, and the Mighty Duck stuff, man. But I never saw these out in the wild, so it's cool to have them. Hope you enjoyed today's video, a little bit different. If you did, like, subscribe. If you're new, share with the Mummy 1999 lover. And until next time, go down, watch all the Mummy goodness down below on this channel, and keep collecting.